is a flaw. Okay, all right. So I generally have this thing that I keep forgetting, right? And this is not what my plan was to talk about, but yes, I can speak about that right now. So flaws for me has always been about, being the best. And we always see that every person around us is someone who is doing best, who has gone to the best of the, the places, the colleges. And my life has been about, telling me that I'm not good enough or I'm below average. So it started somewhere in in 1997. Let's start from there. 1997 report card day. My parents and I were rushing down the corridor, looking very confident, sure that I have done great. But my teachers had other plans. She looked at me and said, you are below average. You did not do well. And just enough to pass. My heart sank, my smile disappeared, and all I could think of is I was just not given a grade. What I was given was an identity. Below average, not good enough. My friends, on the other hand, were praised to be gifted, to be bright. They moved to of the colleges, they went overseas, went abroad, and some even got accolades. And my report card said a different story. My classrooms echoed it, and I believed it. Labels are something which is not very loud, and it whispers. And the whispers have power. Every time the whisper was, you're not good enough, you're below average. And that kind of set me back. And since my friends started, going to the best of the colleges, some of them even got accolades, what I did was, I started working in a community center, teaching there. There were no accolades, there were no, applauds, but yes, that made me confirm that I didn't make it. Over the years, I started teaching in different NGOs to give what I didn't get, empathy. One day, I was teaching in one of these NGOs where a young girl was sitting right opposite. She looked sad, devastated, and almost broken. I leaned towards her and asked her softly, "Are you okay?" She looked at me with teary eyes and said these 3 words, "Nobody loves me." That hit me hard. I knew I couldn't fix her, but yes, what I could do was show her empathy. And that's exactly what I did. First, I apologized to her. I heard I just didn't listen to her, rather. I listened to every little girl in that room. So, listened hard. Then what I told them to do was to share their thoughts and feelings, and then acknowledge it. After acknowledging, they are to bring one positive sentence or one positive word in that particular space. Like, I am forgiveness today. I am compassionate today. After that, each student had to share about a friend or the person sitting next to them. So they had to say something, positive that they noticed. What did they notice about the person? For example, I thank Khushbu for helping me carry the books. Or I love the way Kishore dances. Over time, what I saw is that empathy filled the room. Every person, there was confidence, there was love, they bonded, and there was trust. So what I realized at that point is classes didn't need listeners. Rather, they needed listeners, I'm sorry. Actually, what they didn't need was answers, because we tend to give a lot of answers in classrooms, right? So what they needed was better listeners and more empathy. So as I went ahead, moved on, I had the privilege of working in this setting called social, emotional, and ethical learning. It is a framework created by Emory University in collaboration with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Because I was in that setting, it kind of connected me to a lot of things. My flaws, people's flaws. The first thing that what we look into is to be comfortable with our we are not. So that makes us judge others very easily, isn't it? Okay. So as I started, being in that particular program, I started noticing people. I saw that they needed guidance. But what kind of guidance did they need was the question in my mind. So I started thinking, and then I got a beautiful word called the empathy deck, which you can see here, right? So the empathy deck is something that you can connect to. It is a guidance where I, as a person, can connect to myself, to, the compassion that I have, the listening, not only to myself, but to others. But before I can even listen to another, am I listening to myself? Am I getting connected to myself? So I'll just go through 3 of them. There are 31. It's about days, and you can just pick up any one whenever you want. So one of them is talking about breathe into awareness. So it is about the message, awareness begins with breath. Very important is when we breathe, it is we connect with each other. Breathing is the best technique to get to connect to oneself, which we don't actually nowadays with this kind of rush and with all the jazz that is happening around. We just do not sit with ourselves and breathe. There is a reflection to that. That is, what am I noticing in my body and mind right now? So as I sit down and I start noticing my body, if you feel right now, even right now, each one of you can feel that there will be a sense in your body. It can be cold, it can be warm. There are all kinds of small cells which is just making you feel something, that you do not know what it is. And it's just creating havoc in your body at times. But then when I breathe, I'm actually with it, right? So it is kind of reflecting me back, questioning me that what am I noticing in my body? And the practice is take 3 conscious breaths and observe without judgment. Very important, because every time what we keep doing is judging. Why this person is doing this? Why is this person speaking? Why am I feeling this? Why that? And so many whys that we keep judging and judging. But breathing will help you to observe without judgment. And trust me, judgment will come. The first judgment will be, why am I sitting here and breathing? Right? And your next judgment will be, is anyone looking at me? Or am I fine? Am I breathing well? Oh yes, you are. You have been breathing so many years, by the way. It's just that you are being with yourself, right? Okay, the next one, if you see, is embrace active listening. So I need to embrace myself, because In active listening, when I say it is not just to self, but also to others. When I am doing an active listening, so there's a difference. You will say, I do listen. No, you are just listening. You have 2 ears, you know. You listen from one ear, you take out from the other. But when you do active listening, you actually are with that person. You're sitting there, you're actually listening. What is that person saying? What is that person feeling? Here, today choose to listen, to understand, not to respond. You would say, why did I not use the word reaction and why did I use the word respond? The reason is because the moment a friend run to you and say, you know what, my boyfriend dumped me. And then the first question will come to your mind is, why? What happened? No, don't do that. That's a response. You need to listen. And that's exactly what here we are going to do. I'm choosing to understand what is the feeling that she's going through. What is the pain that she's going through? What is the hurt that she's going through? That is very, very important. Then I will reflect back is who in your life needs to feel heard today. I need to think that who in my life needs to be heard, who needs to be listened. Is it my parents? Because they are also aging. At times we don't have time for our parents. We are so busy with our life. Sometimes being busy, we just, kind of run around, not giving time to our children. I have a son who is 18 years of age. I don't remember when at times I don't give him time. He wants to talk to me and I sometimes don't give him. So maybe I would like to reflect back that this is the time that I want to sit with him and listen to him, what he wants to say. Practice, try to stay silent for 5 seconds before replying in your next conversation. 5 seconds. It's not much to ask, is it? But sometimes even that 5 seconds feel like 5 years to us, right? So when a person comes and tells you something, just listen. Feel the thought. Feel what that person is saying. Very, very important. We don't do that nowadays. And last but not the least, celebrate others. Uplifting others lights your own path too. So the message is that when we uplift others, it is lighting your own path. So what I saw is that when I was in NGO, though my flaws got me there, but I saw that there was some kind of upliftment that I was doing between those children who needed the respect, who needed love, who needed some kind of support. And I was one of them who could give that. And the reflection is, who can you acknowledge today? So when I'm reflecting back, very important is to acknowledge. We do not do that. How many times have we actually got up and acknowledged ourselves that, yes, today I woke up on time, completed my work, or did something or the other? For us, acknowledgement is big, something big, like as if I am, standing there to get an Oscar award. No, Oscar award is not. The award that you need to get is of your life. Every day, what you're doing. What is it, that one thing that you can acknowledge yourself? Trust me, the day you start acknowledging every day, just not yourself. The moment you start acknowledging yourself, you will automatically start acknowledging the other person. And it is that one acknowledgement that I was always craving for. And I felt that, oh, it is okay because I have started acknowledging me. That is more than anything else. And then the practice, offer one specific appreciation to a colleague or friend, even to your family members, of course, to the people who are close and dear ones. Do we appreciate people around us? Do we have to really think at times. Did I appreciate my mom for cooking that beautiful, that lovely, tasty sambar maybe, Or did I actually acknowledge my son for being brave enough to come and tell me that, hey, I'm not interested to do that. That is also very brave. But do I appreciate that? Did I acknowledge that? Maybe not. But it is important that I sit and practice that. So every time you look into any kind of social, emotional, ethical learning, as we say it, is the way that we connect with each other. So what I saw is that throughout my life, I have always created bridges and walls. So the first wall that I started creating was when I was told that I'm not good enough and that below average. But today, right now, what I started doing is that I started creating a bridge, saying that it is Flossom. Flossom is not something, not a story rather, that breaks you. It is becoming. It is something that, makes you. It is not something that breaks you, right? So I believe is that flaws are something that you need to connect to. The moment you connect to your flaws, trust me, your every aspect in your life, if you look back, you will realize that why I was flawed, why was this happened. Then you can start connecting back, and trust me, the connecting of those dots will make you feel proud. And you would thank God that, yes, thank you for me being flawed. Because just think for a moment, I'll just let you, a question that I have for you is, just think, what if the struggles were actually somewhere that made you who you are today, so I get present to things. The moment I start struggling, I'm present to something, right? Okay, I'm present to XYZ, so many things. Or what if your chaos that you had was actually building you to become patient? You have to think about all that. And flaw is the most beautiful thing that I can, I thank, and I just believe that Flossom is awesome. Thank you so much.